when Peter and Alex laughed at the idea of having a shaving party, it made me feel so much better. Because, you know, like I've said before, my whole goal in this is to make sure they're as unaffected as possible. And when I saw them laugh and giggle, and when they were telling other people that I was going to be bald and shaving, and Peter's main concern was, well, aren't you going to have holes in your head from where the hair comes out? Isn't that going to be painful? You know, those kind of things. But he did it, and then he started laughing. It just makes it better for me. Like, they both thought it was funny. They both couldn't wait, and they kept asking when it was going to be. Then it made me feel relieved, to be honest, because they didn't find it scary. They thought it was a fun thing, and that maybe during this whole process, you know, it'll just make us closer, and it won't be as scary for them as I actually thought it would be. So.
Whose name?
Where do you want to put it?
Our motivation for getting the kids more involved really was around, we don't want them to be scared. Certainly the process is going to take several months, it's not going to be quick and overnight, so they're going to realize what's going on, and through the surgery, Emma was going to have a recovery period, and we were going to have a lot of people come over, and Emma wasn't going to be able to spend as much time with them, and me helping Emma, I wasn't going to spend as much time with the kids as we normally would like to. So we kind of wanted to let them know that Mommy has a boo-boo, and then gradually work them into the idea of it's going to be it's somewhat serious, and you know, we want to involve them. Emma's going to lose her hair, and we don't want them to wake up one morning and find out that Mommy's bald. So, and also for Emma to kind of keep control of that, we thought we'd shave her head, and then so that doesn't scare the kids, we'll try and make fun out of it and shave Mommy's head and get them involved. And we thought about taking them to look at the wigs as well, so they don't get scared about the wig if they happen to pull Mommy's hair off. We don't want it to be scary. We'd rather it be fun. Not that this is fun, but as easy for them as possible.
But I think it's important that, you know, that kids know that their mommy or daddy is going to be sick, that it might be scary, but it's really important to talk about it. If you're scared, you need to talk to your parents about it. It's not their fault. They've done nothing to create the cancer. The cancer is just something that's happened to their mommy or their daddy, and that if their mommy and daddy get sad, that they can just give them a hug or a kiss. You know, last week when I had my chemo, I couldn't really do much. I spent a lot of time in bed, and the kids came to me. So they got books. We read books. We watched TV. We did arts and crafts in the bed, so that they were more involved. And I think that, you know, when kids can do that, it's not so scary to them. So I mean, the one thing I would say is just, you know, to talk to your mommy or your daddy about how you're feeling, because Peter's only 3.5. And, you know, I read him that book, and he said to me, he was very excited about the shaving party. And then after I read a book about a woman being bald and going through chemo and you know, being tired and not having enough energy to run around the yard with him, he just started crying and said, I don't want you to be bald, Mommy. I don't want you to have cancer. I don't want you to be sick. And it wasn't easy, but I just said, you know, I don't want it either, Peter. But we're going to do it, and we're going to do it together. And it's going to make us a stronger family, and we're going to just lean on each other. So it's not going to be easy, but we will get through it.
1, 2.
I did talk to the kids a little bit more about Mommy's boo-boo, what's going on, and what her limitations are, and although they probably won't understand or didn't understand half of what I said, I still talked to them about kind of the length of time that she's going to be recovering, and some of the things that she's going to go through, and in hopes that if for whatever little bits that they do understand, that they can try and get an idea of what's going on.
It's hard though, because, you know, I'm used to being the mom that's always there for the kids. You know, even on the days that I was working, I was always coming home, you know, making them dinner and being the ones to give them a bath and put them to bed and be the ones that they call out for. So it's hard for me to see, even though it's good that they're adjusting to being cared for by others. It's hard for me because I want to do it. But You know, I mean, I don't want them to have like to always want me, because then that wouldn't allow me to rest at all. But the selfish part of me really wants to just be still that unaffected mom that's just gonna be there and be super mom and do all that stuff.
There you go.
And what color's your favorite?
Okay, that's enough. That's enough.
My kids give me strength. I mean, there's, you know, when I was first diagnosed, it was just, you know, I cried a lot. But I got home and the kids were doing something, I forget, they were playing, or, you know, just the way they look at life, the way they just play with toys, the things that they say, it just totally distracts you and makes you not focus on the fact that you have cancer. And that is good for me. Like, it is, I don't want to be this person that's defined by having cancer. I just don't. I mean, I think it'll change me for sure. But I don't want to be a person that's wallowing in the fact that I have breast cancer. I want to be somebody that's a survivor, that helps others, that, you know, shares her story with others in a way that can help others, but not somebody that's, you know, using it as a crutch or finding, you know, feeling sorry for myself. Because, you know, I have a lot to be thankful for. I mean, I have 2 beautiful kids, a wonderful husband, I have great family and friends. I mean, this is just a chapter in my life that I'm going to get through. It's not going to be fun. I don't think I'm going to look particularly good, but, you know, I'll get through it. And the strength that I really get, honestly, is from my kids. I mean, my life is my kids. And so, you know, my whole goal in this is to make sure they're as unaffected as possible. So, they're good for me. I mean, you know, the fact that they don't really understand what's happening to me is good, because that distracts me and makes me want to read them the next story, or color with them, or look at the magazine that came in the mail with the toys that they want for Christmas. You know, that kind of stuff gives me strength. And, you know, not to underestimate it at all. I mean, my husband is just great. I mean, if I felt alone, I think I would feel less strong. But I don't feel alone. I feel he's been there through every step.
I know, he does.
You know, I was crying last night to Bill because he kept saying to me, you know, are you ready all week? And I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. And then yesterday is when it hit me that my hair, I said, one more day of my hair. I'm only going to have one more day. And he said, Emma, does your hair define you? And I said, no, it does not define me. He said, we've never been materialistic people. You know, you're going to be bald, but you're still going to be you. And, you know, and when he said that, it just, yeah, I mean, I am going to be bald. And part of me feels like, I know this sounds silly, but, you know, I'm going through chemo, and sometimes this just sucks. I mean, it just is not the ideal situation that you want to be going through with a 3.5-year-old and a 22-month-old. But sometimes I feel like, you know, I have these scarves and I have this wig, and sometimes I just feel like I'm not going to wear any of them, because I just want to wear this bald head out and just wear it as like a badge of honor that I'm going through this. And there's so many other women just like me, if not in, you know, with more kids, or, you know, just having a baby, just a newborn, that are going through this, where I can think their circumstances so much harder than my own. And so I just want, I'm not ready to be bald 100%, but I'm as ready as I'm ever going to be. And I really have given up thinking about how people are going to see me, because I don't care. I'm going to be bald, I have cancer, and, you know, if people are going to know it when they see me.